like a pro. Capita.
Do you see what I see?
No. Yes. Yes.
A dog.
Are you Dimitri?
Cute. Perhaps that all depends on who's looking for him.
My name is Anya. I need travel papers. They say you're the man to see, even though I can't tell you who said that. And what? What are you circling me? What were you, a vulture in another life?
I'm sorry, Anya.
It's Anya.
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 It's just that you look an awful lot like... And never mind. Now, you said something about travel papers.
One step at a time, one hope then another. Who knows where this road may go? Back to who I was, on to find my future. Things my heart still needs to know. Yes, let this be a sign. Let this road be mine. Let it lead me to my past and bring me home at
Hey guys, and welcome back to Brandi Beauty TV. Our Disney character that we will be transforming our model into today is none other than, of course, Anastasia. And when I was going through, my list of characters, and I was just happened to watch Anastasia, I was just like, you know what? I wonder what her hair looks like under her cap, her hat that she was wearing. And I'm just like, it really kind of is giving Bob from the side, but you never really know, because sometimes when she takes it off, takes her hat off, she kind of has it in a ponytail sometimes, and then sometimes she has these updos as well. But when it's the animation, you can pretty much create whatever you want. So first things that caught my eye was the color. I love the red brown situation that she has going on. And I also love the texture that her hair has. Even though it's animated, you can still tell it kind of just moves and flows. And you can tell she has some different lengths kind of going on there. So we're going to recreate Anastasia. And y'all, Anastasia is one of my favorites. And, homegirl don't get the props that she need, because she is technically a Disney princess, but she's not in the Disney princess lineup. And I feel some kind of way about that, because, I love the Disney princesses, but I feel like she deserves a spot up there. So yeah, we're gonna have a little discussion with the Walt Disney family about that. That kind of hurts my heart, but nevertheless, Anastasia is one of the greats. If you have not watched Anastasia, it's a really, 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 really good movie, and it actually has like a modern flair to it too. It takes place in Paris, and you can see them shopping at the Chanel stores and the Gucci stores. I mean, y'all, it is just a fabulous movie. So we're gonna begin with the cut first, and then we'll get into the color a little bit later on. All right, now y'all, so you see I have her hair sectioned off in these subsections, and reason being is because this kind of bob is very technical, and the reason why it is so technical is because you really want to pay attention to where the shorter lengths take place as opposed to the longer lengths. So just to keep my cut very precise, very clean, very organized, sections and subsections are always going to be my go-to. Hair cutting, it is a lot of art to it, but it has technicality, to it as well. There is technique, and in order to sometimes execute proper technique, you have to make sure that your sections are very clean, very precise, and so that way it keeps your flow right. You can keep track of where different lengths are marrying other lengths, and it just makes it so much easier too. I don't think I would ever cut anything without sections. It's, reason, how you eat an elephant, one bite at a time. So it's the same kind of, analogy when it comes down to cutting hair. So anyways, her haircut, like I said previously, Anastasia, you can't really tell what her haircut is. So I'm just kind of took it as inspiration as far as her overall lengths that's kind of being displayed. And I'm going to incorporate my own feel to this. So I'm going to give her a pixie bob. And in order to achieve that, I am definitely going to have to add a lot of layers, a lot of texture in it. And I really want that hair to just move. And so the weight that you see on the sides where I have her hair sectioned off, where it's a little bit longer from her ear up, I'm using all that hair for the weight. We want to still keep some length there, but in the crown, we're going to add a lot of layers, a lot of texture, a lot of movement. And also in the back, we're going to graduate it a little bit so she has that height and that volume that Anastasia has. Now it's time to give her that color. All right, so y'all, I'm using Matrix 7RB, which stands for level 7 red brown, and I'm going to be using that with 20 volume. And I have her hair sectioned off in the crown. That's where we're going to do some highlights. I know Anastasia does not have highlights, but like I said, these are inspired by, we still got to put the Brandi Beauty touch on it. So she'll be getting some blonde highlights up there, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. But as for the back, this is going to be pretty much our backdrop to the rest of the color. And I didn't want to take her highlights too far down because it would really wash out that color, and it would just kind of flatten it, and that's not what I want. Sometimes blonde against red can look, it can sometimes even come up copper, but it's a very interesting color combination, and I really wanted the red to be the focal point and the blonde to just kind of be the accent. So in order to keep that as the goal and so we can execute that properly, we'll be just doing just a little bit of blonde up there. For the back though, most of it is going to be the red brown color, and most of it actually that red brown is actually going to go through the top as well, but it's going to be all over solid in the back. And I'm wrapping it in foil, deciding to put them in foils because I really want to achieve maximum lift. Her hair is not that dark, and she actually has some blonde highlights already. So for the darker hair, I was going to be able to just lift it up a little bit more, and it's always going to keep my application really nice and clean. So I did not have to worry about the mess and the cleanup because she is a little bit on the fairer side as far as her complexion, and I didn't want that red brown to stain her skin. Even though I have color remover, sometimes red is still aggressive, and also black as well. So I am just very careful, and I said, let's just put it in the foil. We don't have to worry about that. I'll just put it in the foil and that'll be done. So we did that, and I'm gonna let that process for a little bit. I did the other side off camera, but as you can see, it was very, very easy to apply. And I did the roots last. I did her mid shaft and ends first, and then went back to zone 1 and did that after about 15 minutes with my smaller brush. All right, guys, so now we're in the crown, and unlike the back where I did mid shaft and the ends first and I did the roots last, this time I'm going to do put the 7RB in the roots first because I'll be adding highlights. So in order to give that illusion that it is growing out of the scalp, I would have to do reverse the process. So I actually lowered my developer because I did not want her to get hot roots. So I used 20 volume for the back because I was able to kind of control the pace and, you know, make sure it didn't get too bright. But in the top, I was not able to do that. So I did 10 volume instead. And that's going to process throughout the entire duration while I'm applying these highlights. And our client today, Miss Taylor, y'all, she has some really thick hair. I mean, it's not like overly thick, but she just has nice, healthy, thick strands in terms of diameter and also the amount of hair on her hair. So she's blessed with both. And I'm taking full advantage of that. So for her highlights, I'm going to be very, very sure to kind of space them out because even though she has a lot of hair, with highlights, you can easily, you can just make hair look so flat by over highlighting. It kind of takes away that punch, you know. It takes away from that wow factor sometimes. Now, unless you just want to be blonde, then that's one thing. But when you want that kind of minimalistic kind of feel, it's best to be very cautious of placement and how much highs you're actually adding. So for this technique, I'm going to be using 10 volume developer. One, because she already has previously highlighted hair and I did not want to disturb her cuticle layer anymore by busting it open again. I really want to preserve the integrity. So 10 volume is going to give us a very gentle, non-aggressive lift. And then even though I'll be putting in foils, I'll be watching it very, very closely and removing them as I need to. So for this pattern, I'll be doing a slice and a weave. So it'll be thin weave, and whatever my leave out is, I'll be dragging that red brown out to that, putting that in a foil, and then I'll go to my next section. I'll do a thin slice. Whatever I'm leaving out, I'll put the red brown color in that too. So I'll just be alternating that pattern, and I'm gonna do it on a diagonal subsection instead of a rectangular subsection. And reason being is because I want it to blend a little bit more. I didn't want it to look too stripy because this placement can already read as stripy. So doing it on diagonals is going to help it blend out just a little bit more. Okay, y'all, side note, before we get into the styling, well, I should say the blow dry, y'all, this Sunday has marked my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, y'all. Oh my God! Y'all, let me tell you, I have had to learn so much this year, and I have really, really, really enjoyed learning. I mean, software, I mean, you name it. So much that goes on behind the scenes to, you know, get this content out. But I have had so much fun doing it, and I am really looking forward to, you know, many years to come on this platform. And I really just want to say I thank all of you for subscribing that have subscribed, and even those that just come back and you just watch. I appreciate you for watching, but don't watch too much longer without subscribing, okay? Or we're gonna have a little powwow. But thank you guys for joining the Brandi Beauty family. It really means a lot to me. I have so much fun doing this, and I really, you know, really blesses me to be able to share my craft and my art with you guys. And like I said, this is a passion project of mine. So This series is a passion project, but all in all, YouTube is something I have always wanted to do, and to finally see, all my videos and be able to interact with you guys is just so meaningful to me. So thank you. Many more videos to come, much more content to come, many more series to come, and I look forward to continue to growing with you guys. Okay, back to the regularly scheduled program. So her hair, y'all, look, let me just go ahead and let's set the record straight here. Do y'all see this color? Like, wow. It looks so good on her skin, and Taylor is my boo. I just love this lady that's in my chair right here. I love her to pieces. She knows it ain't nothing she can't ask me for, but she is a color chameleon. Like, this girl has worn just about, well, let me say this. She hasn't worn just about every color, but she changes up her cut and color combinations frequently. So sometimes, we'll grow it out. We'll add a little bit more highlights. Sometimes we'll tone it down a little bit. Sometimes we'll cut it. I mean, she's had just about every single kind of bob that you can think of. And she always allows me to play with different styling techniques, because bobs are so fun to style. So I said, girl, look, we done done the blonde. Like, we know you can wear blonde, but let's do something different. So she said, okay. I was thinking the same thing. She probably wasn't, but Taylor be down for just about whatever. And she really lets me just be an artist. So I really appreciate it. I love her for that so much. So y'all, this color, this is some serious color here. And the thing I love about this color is that it's not a bright tertiary red, so we don't have to worry about it fading to that kind of like muted orange copper color. Her hair is going to fade to a nice kind of like a honey brown, and so when it's time to amplify it, we can intensify it even more, or we can tone it down. It's so many different ways we can go with this color after a couple months, and like all color, hair color fades. So especially permanent color, after so many washes, it will start to fade. So even her highlights, when I go back to refresh her color, we can even change her highlight color too. So this color looks so good just on her skin. It really warms her up, and I know she always has a thing about kind of keeping her skin nice and tan so she can get some sun. So this is adding that nice warmth to her skin that she desires. Okay, y'all, so we are just about halfway done with styling, and I am using my 1-inch Babyliss Prima 3000 iron. I think it's a 3000. It is a Prima iron, and y'all, this thing is titanium, and it gets hot. It gets very, very, very hot. You almost need to use one of them heat resistant gloves to use this tool, because this thing don't play no game. You do not want to get burned by this. But this is a really, really good iron for those really nice, sleek, beveled looks. This is what I need to bring out, this little tool right here. And it works really, really good. I love this iron. So I'm just taking it, dragging it out real smooth. I am barely bumping it. When I tell you barely, I mean ever so slightly. Like, I am barely touching it at all. Just doing a nice, very clean bevel. And I really didn't have to overwork myself at all. It was very simple to style, because like I said, we did all the hard work in the beginning with that haircut, and you see it's already in form. Like, Anastasia loading. Anastasia is loading. Okay, we ain't finna play no games. We not gonna play no games, y'all. She's almost here. She pulling up. She outside. Okay, she here. So it's coming into form. You see those nice highlights coming through, y'all. It's all about the color and the cut. It is all about the color and cut. Color and cut go together. You will never, ever, ever hear me say get a haircut and not get any color. Even if you get a clear glaze, put something on that haircut, because it's just going to make it come to life. And as you can see, it's coming to life. Okay, y'all, so we are done styling completely. I'm going to take it through. I want y'all to really see this cut move. So I'm going to sit around. I'm just going to play with it for a little while before we get to the end. But I just want to mention, guys, that this was the last video of this series. And oh my gosh, y'all, this has been like a year in the making almost. Like, I have been thinking about doing this for a whole year. And I spent so much time trying to come up with concepts to bring all this to life, trying to find the right models. Oh, Lord have mercy. But thank y'all so much for watching this series. This has been nothing but pure fun. Like I've said 1,000 times, I think I had too much fun. But it really has been... I feel like it has really taken my artistry to another level, being able to bring these animated characters that I love so much to life, and also be able to share that part of me with you guys. So without further ado, as we close out this series, which I hope you all enjoyed, I introduce to you Anastasia.